So thank goodness for Thiery Henry. If you've got him in your side and he's playing as he is at the moment, you don't really sweat too much, do you?
I've run out of superlatives for this guy. He is just phenomenal. He really is. He's the best in the world by a mile for me at the moment. This is scary early this minute. I mean, that turn there, oh goodness me, I mean, I feel sorry for Lucas Radebe. I mean, that is the burning pace that he has, that Henry, and that is actually a careless pass for him because he's normally so good at that. And this just sums them up, I think. Everything about them. Great ball from Canu, and there's Henry. He's like a laxative. He's straight through here, and you're absolutely powerless to do anything about it. And everyone's standing around going, what the hell was that?
A farlo allargare, Henry si accentra, arriva il sostegno Pires che però in fuorigioco, Henry ancora, riporta palla sul sinistro, il tiro, rete!
Non ho più parole perché questo qui è il più grande centroavanti del mondo. Eccolo qua. Non posso dire, mi dispiace molto di questa sconfitta perché noi tifiamo per le nostre squadre italiane, però questo qui è un fenomeno. Io non mi stancherò mai di dire, questo è un fenomeno. Aveva tutto, poteva andare via, ha perso occasione, poi è andato ancora in dribbling sulla sinistra, guarda la velocità, ha lasciato indietro Zanetti e poi guardate il tiro. Questo è un fenomeno, è troppo veloce, sa fare tutto questo giocatore.
Arsenal awoke. Well, actually, Thiery Henry flicked his own turbo switch, dragging his team along in the slipstream. For 15 minutes, Henry ran the game. Alan Kirbishley saw it. He asked his players to double up. But when Scotty Parker overdid the aggression, Henry could take aim again. The perfect free kick from Arsenal's top scorer.
He is an absolute one-man attack, isn't he?
His 24th Champions League goal. 2 at Eindhoven, 1 at Dortmund, 2 in Rome. Thiery Henry is propelling Arsenal through the phases of the Champions League.
The defender's slow to react, but certainly this lad reacts like lightning there.
It is Thiery Henry. It's a hat-trick! A brilliant Champions League hat-trick for Thiery Henry!
You begin to wonder if there's anything this fella can't do. I mean, that is a phenomenal free kick. Like a pace curl. Oh, he's flipped it right into the top area.
Gilberto leaving Lucas Radebe behind. Glorious ball through. Henry going for the hat-trick. Is there anybody better in world football right now than Thiery Henry? 4-0. Touch from Pires. Henry's charging through. Oh, surely not. Henry! It's unbelievable.
I've seen most things in this league in the last 25 years. I haven't seen anything like him.
They've got the most effective forward that there's been in British football as long as I can remember.
Now, David Pleat has seen probably more players than anybody else in this country. So when he comes out and says that Thiery Henry is the most effective forward he has ever seen,
I think it's difficult to argue with David when you see Henry, as he was against Leeds the other night, almost running past international defenders as though they're not there. You know, a little bit like the kid in the playground, the centre forward in the playground who runs past everyone and scores goals. Henry's doing this in the Premiership at just an unbelievable level.
It is another memorable goal from Thiery Henry. No occasion is too big for him. 6 times he has scored against Manchester United in their last 4 Premier League for Highbury. Not quite as spectacular as his volleyed winner here 3 seasons ago. But a shot struck with slow motion does not do justice to the sheer power and surprise of Henry's effort. And again, he is the man who's broken the deadlock.
It's going to take something very special, wasn't it, to break the deadlock in this one?
Well, Arsene Wenger described it as a missile, and that's a perfect description. What a strike of the ball it was. And we've seen him do it before so often this season.
Now watch how long it takes before it flashes past Roy Carroll. It is literally a second that's travelled. 30 yards, that ball was literally motored past him, had no time to react in the back of the net.
You're the Barclaycard man of the match, unsurprisingly. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Well done.
Absolutely top class, different class, Thiery Henry.
I'm speechless. I can't. That performance was one of the best I've seen. He's a phenomenon. He's unbelievable.
I mean, do we accept now, Harry, that the guy is unstoppable? Do you plan to play against him?
You can't do nothing with him. He's got to be the best player in the world at the moment. There can't be anybody playing better than him. You know, I know Zidane's a fantastic talent, but this fella's, he's frightening.
He's ahead of the ball. Everything's ahead of the ball except his right foot. I mean, how can he do that?
He's just got everything.
He's great.
It's just unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can't. There's not enough words to describe the performance that he puts on week in, week out.
Henry headed off in pursuit of history. How they've saluted the second fastest man to a Premiership century. Only Alan Shearer got there quicker. The only difference was Henry, a galloping one-man show. Goal 101 might have been the best of the lot, only Henry proved human at the finish. Meanwhile, whatever the wish list at Real Madrid, Arsenal's Galactico Centurion is going nowhere.
Every game, you know, you can guarantee he's going to put on a show. Score a goal, make a brilliant pass, skill. Like when you see him in the corner against Danny Mills, when Danny Mills winded him up and you just saw him skin him in the corner, that was just class.
Well, let's start with, once again, man of the match, Thiery Henry. Again, we saw why, as was rightly said by Gabriel, possibly the best player, single player in Europe at the moment.
He can go against defenders, he can go either way, he's got great balance, and when he puts a turbo on, I mean, this skill's outrageous, to be honest. Creates an opportunity for Perez. When he blasts down the line, as he does here for Jeffers' first goal, you just can't stop him. Great all-round team play, Luke's a great fellow to play with. And as I say, once he's going into these areas, he's unstoppable.
The phrase "a knife through butter" springs to mind.
Very much. Again, here, you watch the Charlton defenders, you think they're getting close, and it's almost like he's got another gear to go through. You know, people just back off him. You don't know which way he's going to go. And as you say, he's, you know, he looks so smooth.
Is there anything you can do against a player like that when he's in that sort of form?
You need to try and punch him and knock out, I don't think you could do much else.
This is Thiery Henry. This is the first goal. Look at the ball is actually at the top left-hand corner of your screen with Stefan Freund. It's a throw into Tottenham. They're applying the pressure. They've got men on the edge of the area, anchor in the box. They've got players behind the ball, marking Henry and Bergkamp, and Stephen Carr at the bottom of the screen there by the halfway line. Everything looks set there to attack. Now, this is Arsenal for you. They'll break on you so quickly. Now, once Thiery Henry has got the other side of Etherington, Stephen Carr has got the worst job in football right now. He's got the quickest player in the league, going to be bearing down on him very, very quickly, and he's got a decision to make. Does he go and confront Henry, or does he back off towards his own goal? He takes the latter option to try and buy some time, but the rest of the Tottenham players, they just can't catch up. They can't get him, he's too quick. I think Stephen Carr now is in a position maybe to force Thiery Henry toward Bunjacevich there at the left back. He doesn't do that, and again Henry keeps the ball, and actually you've got to now give the Arsenal players so much credit, because he wriggles past 2 or 3 players there. And look at it, this is at ground level. I mean, watch him go. There is no catching him.
As for man of the match, once again, Thiery Henry. Well, what more could you say? 100 goals for Arsenal now. And to think he used to be a winger.
First time I saw him was for Monaco, playing as a winger at St James's Park. He got the winner in the UEFA Cup tie, and I remember thinking that night, wouldn't like to come up against that. I mean, you just can't live with that kind of acceleration and pace. But to go at it, there's also a wonderful technique, wonderful balance. And especially with the Wiltords and the Perez's around him, there's almost now. He's up moving before the ball is even played to him, and it's so hard.
See, the thing about him is, how do you play against him? Because if you get tight, which is probably a good thing, you would think,
he'll burn you off and turn.
If he plays you one over the top and he turns you have no chance, but if you give him 2 or 3 yards and he can turn and run at you, that's probably worse. So I don't know what you do against him. Do you play a sweeper, or what do you do?
Kick him.
That's it.
Well, yeah, break his leg, I suppose. Which is what people, I guess, are trying
to do.
You've got
to catch him to kick him.
And when you've got pace and intelligence, I think that's the perfect marriage.
And also, as you said with Perez, Henry is a team player, eh? He's not the selfish striker that perhaps some strikers need to be.
And apparently the one weakness, he doesn't score too many headers, though, so maybe that's the thing.
Headers and tap-ins.
Headers in simple goals.
He's very weak in headers and tap-ins.
Thiery Henry, I mean, his movement, the way he works the whole width of the field, and he scores goals as well. But I can't ever recall there's ever seen a striker that makes as many chances for other front players as this fella does. I mean, this is the goal. Look at it. He pulls around the shoulder. Great diagonal ball to him. Settles. I thought he was going to isolate the defender and get at him here, but he dwells. But Young doesn't take a good covering position, but ball to perfection, loosely catching up, eases it across the face. They're looking for offside, but that is clinical. And he roams, he rages, he goes on both sides of the field. And there's Vieira, there's the big man, dinks it over the top, and he knows at the pace. Defender, you think's got a chance. The turbo goes on there. Look at that for a surge. That is an unbelievable surge. He lulls the defender into thinking he's got it, and surges, just can't set up a little chance. I love this little cameo. Takes it in the corner, boxed in, little trick. Maybe grabs Solano's shirt a little bit. Here we go. Boom, boom. Little lollipop. Does the fella. Rolls it across the face. But have a look at this. This is about movement. This is about tremendous movement. No defender can pick him up. Pires has run the ball 30, 40 yards. Times his ball, his pass. He gets intercepted. Bit of luck here, but it's played straight back into his path. But the movement that got him there was terrific. Finishing once again, that could have been that little bit more clinical. But you're looking at a player, as I say, that we talked about great strikers last week. We're talking about another one this week, but a different type of one that sets up a lot of chances for other players in the team.
I think Thiery Henry today is someone you have to go and watch.
Nobody does it better. Though sometimes I wish.
Got something called super slow-mo, haven't we? I think we need super fast-mo or something, speed cam to follow this guy.
Oh,
this is just extraordinary pace.
And you're also talking against some of the best defenders around, you know. And he picks it up, doesn't look a lot on. Just in and out, top players there. Weaving and carving out a chance like that, I mean, that's fantastic to watch.
But that was again after they'd scored, they were starting to run riot, that quality, that play, that movement.
Yeah, this is the one for me, actually. Just he picks up no danger whatsoever, 10 yards inside his own half, back to goal, and well, I mean,
Is there anybody better than him, anywhere?
I think there's nobody much quicker than him, and running at the ball in the mood he's in tonight, you know, he's a threat.
First of all, it's a team game, but without Thiery, it would be more difficult. And I think this year was tremendous, like the last 2 games where we was a little bit tired, but we needed someone to do something special. And Thiery always perform on the big games. So no doubt about he's going to win the Player of the Year tonight. And he was tremendous and fantastic as a player.
I paid him to say that.
Here's Savage. Henry can set off from these sort of positions and leave teams trailing in his wake. But he goes for Bergkamp.
When he's running at pace, he can pick out the perfect pass, and that's not easy to do.
But there's so much more to his game, isn't there? I mean, I love this. I love him having the ball. I mean, for me, he could run on snow and not even dent it. He's that light. Look at him. Footwork's tremendous. And there he's looking. He's always aware. He's dominating. Brings people into play. I think he could play in any position on the football field, this fella. Look at him there. This is what he does well for a top striker. Teases, defenders can't tackle, and he's always looking to set up a mate. Vintage. This is vintage. He did this so many times that night in the San Siro, and here he is again. Accelerates, leaves loosely for dead, tucks it away. That, for me, if there's a better striker or a better player in the world, I don't know who he is.
Really pleasing on the eye if you're not a Birmingham City supporter. Remember when they signed him, they said he wasn't really a striker. 100 goals in 181 games. Magnificent. King Henry.
If there's a better player in the world at the minute than Henry, then I'm yet to see it, because if you just leave him 1v1 or he just gets the space and he gets turned around at you, he's devastating at the minute, and he's certainly punched us against today.
How do you deal with that kind of raw pace that Thiery Henry brings to their attack?
Good question. It's difficult to deal with. I think you can't drop off too much and let him get ahead of steam. If you can try and nip the problem in the bud as soon as you can and maybe get a challenge in early. But it's a tough. He's got such good feet at pace that you really have to have your wits about you.
It's not that difficult to pull out a best-of compilation on Henry, but the pictures speak for themselves almost, Ali.
Well, the astounding figure for me is not really his goals, it's his assists as well. I mean, for a tremendous goal scorer, he scores all sorts of goals. That's a wonder. I mean, how do you play against him?
He made 2 and scored 2 in the San Siro,
we've had this argument on this show seemingly every Monday.
We do.
If you're a defender, how do you play against him, Andy?
If he got a few tap-ins, God knows how many he'd score, because he rarely gets them.
There are a few finer sights in football than Thiery Henry in full flow.
I think we're very, very lucky to have him in this country, not only as a credit to his profession, but he is absolutely brilliant to watch. So difficult to play against. He comes in repeatedly in this left-hand side. This is his favourite position. Picks it up here. How many times have we seen this? Cut inside, go to hit, go past the first one, past the second one, and then ping it into the back of the net.
Very similar to last month's goal of the month.
Oh, unbelievably good. I mean, this is his great forte, coming on that side, taking on the defenders. He's just got such a great appreciation of everything run about him.
Wrighty's record is under threat.
Well, Wrighty's got the goals quicker, but Thiery Henry, not only is he a goal scorer, he's brilliant in the build-up. I mean, Wrighty's a bit like you, just a predator, nothing outside the box, where Henry is the build-up as well.